Hello, people. Me and Nicola just went to see Batman, The Dark Knight Climbs a Wall.
You're not fooling anyone. My legs are quite obviously here.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not going to call this by its proper title. The proper title is very silly indeed. So I'm calling it Batman Begins 2. Which was almost as silly.
I think it should have been called Batman Silly Puns.
I should have called it Gotham City. Because Batman wasn't actually in it for very much.
Neither was Gotham
wasn't,
City,
actually.
it was just Chicago.
Well, Gotham's not a real place, so it's got to be placed somewhere. And it wasn't Chicago. They didn't film in Chicago this time. They filmed in Pittsburgh.
It's the same fucking city, they all look the same.
They filmed in a different city. It can't be Chicago because they didn't film it in Chicago.
We'll call it Pittsburgh then.
Pittsburgh. It's in Pennsylvania.
You're in Pennsylvania.
No, if I was in Pennsylvania, it would be quite cool because then I could, go about 2 hours traveling and see Omega.
Fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, we
I have to live with these two.
No, you don't.
With either of us. This was a very silly film. This was a very silly film done with an unrelenting seriousness that made it into a self-parody at times. It reminded me of Airplane at times. All the Nolan films do. So I'm going to get hate mail for this. I don't like the Nolan films. Batman Begins was shit. The Dark Knight was okay. This is almost as shit as as Batman Begins.
I liked it.
That's your problem.
It had good music.
That's your problem. Go deal with it somewhere else. Go form a support group. I like Christopher Nolan's Batman films. I even approve of their I'm Batman shit. And
What the Cancer Batman?
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. It's Sean Connery and I've been doing post-production because no one could fucking understand me in the trailers, even though you could fucking understand him. And he actually sounded like he was talking behind the mask.
Yeah, he sounds far too clear. He's also louder than everybody else in the fucking
His
film.
own microphone and speakers, and with his infinite supply of pain-killing gas. Hey, to tell you this, Nolan, in trying to make Bane more serious and more realistic, you made him even dumber.
Stupid, yeah. Also, why did he sound like Sean Connery?
Why wasn't he Spanish? Or at
Yep,
least
why was a
Spanish?
Caribbean/South American guy who was apparently born and brought up in India, English, but pretending to be Sean Connery? I'm not going to say that Christopher Nolan's a racist, but if these films were any more whitewashed, I'd be really surprised if Patrick Stewart wasn't playing Lucius Fox.
I like whitewashed films. The less brown people in them, the better.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face, could you?
Okay. And remember my serious fucking complaints about the Amazing Spider-Man and the changing of her hair. Miranda Tate / Talia al Ghul in name only. When she was young, she had no fucking birthmark /
Mole in
her head, and then she did later on. Now, she possibly did it for plastic surgery for reasons that make no fucking sense at all, because who the fuck would see her as a child and as an adult, so it would be pointless. She could have had plastic surgery, but why the fuck would you have plastic surgery to add a fucking mole to the middle of your head, making you look like a cyclops?
Maybe it developed in later life. Some moles do.
Do
Maybe
they?
she was shot in the head.
I've never come across the idea that moles develop in later life. This was stupid.
I thought it was highly enjoyable. Especially Bane's theme.
There's one thing that annoyed me slightly, is the exile over the ice. Why did none of them lie on their stomach?
Yeah, have they not?
That would have been the most sensible way
Haven't they
and
played
almost
Arkham City?
guaranteed to get across the ice easy enough.
Haven't they played Arkham City?
It was Arkham City.
No, in Arkham City you got the museum level. You got to go slowly and you got to sort of crouch down. That's how you do it.
Actually, that would concentrate your weight if you crouch. What you want to do is you want to spread out as much surface area as possible, so on your stomach would have been best.
In the game, you can move safely across ice. If you
Yeah,
crouch
but
down, you can move just as fast as
You did this
regular
last
walking.
time as well. Are you gonna fix all physics with Arkham City?
Yes.
Yeah,
This
I
one
am
actually
going to
makes more
complain about
sense than
physics.
Spider-Man.
I'm also going to complain at the football player who had absolutely no idea that the entire stadium was collapsing behind him. There's no fucking way
Fucking stupid.
he
of the
could
people.
not have felt that.
We're from Northern Ireland. When bombs go off, you fucking feel them.
Yes, you do.
Aye. And even something collapsing.
Maybe he was too concentrated on stopping himself from shitting.
Probably. Well, then why did he stop running?
He shot himself.
How fucking stupid are the people of Gotham? It's like, Okay, it looks as though someone read The French Revolution for Dummies and decided that it will make a good way to connect in with things.
No, somebody read the How to Be an Occupy Movement book.
No, it reminded me of, actually the trailers it looked more Occupy, this one it looked more like French Revolution, but the point with the French Revolution was the people were pissed off. Before Bane took over, what evidence did you see that the people of Gotham were pissed off at the status quo?
Catwoman didn't like it.
Yeah, Catwoman didn't like it, but apparently Gotham was a better place to live at the start of the Dark Knight Rises than it was in the
only people who seemed pissed off about it were the guys who were in prison for being criminals.
Yeah, why the fuck would they release prisoners? Like, oh yeah, these guys have been in there for years, but did you not remember what the crime was like beforehand?
Yeah,
why
it made no sense as to why they would free those guys.
Because
they were there
the Dent Act was a highly illegal act.
Do you think that people give a shit?
Arresting without trial and keeping them in prison.
No, they got without parole. You know,
they did have trials. It was without parole.
It's not.
It loosened the restraints on warrants, so they could have got warrants easier to acquire incriminating evidence.
I don't see the people getting pissed off at that. You know, they tried with the Blackgate thing. They tried to make parallels to the storming of the Bastille, and sorry, no parallels.
Also, why wasn't Blackgate's gate black? It was sort of dark grey.
Also, you gotta love how he turns the cannon towards the door. First we storm Blackwatch, and the guy goes, "Oh fuck," and shuts the teeny little door. That's really gonna fucking help.
Oh, guy from Torchwood in this shit. When I spotted him, I thought he was an extra. I was like, holy shit, is that Owen from Torchwood in the Wayne Manor thing? And then suddenly he turns up being all like with a crap American accent and then getting drowned in the ice. And he's like, yeah, Owen from Torchwood. I was thrilled to see him because, I don't know.
Should I also point out the first time he attempted to climb the wall and fell, that rope probably would have snapped his back in half.
Again.
Also, he got over a back injury.
Very easily, yeah.
And how did he get from India to Gotham with no money in that amount of time?
Yeah, like his teleportation powers have been really useful whenever he was in the prison.
Hi, I'm Aaron, I'm not Jack.
It's just silly. Okay, the Tim Burton Batman
also,
films were
how
silly.
did they get him there? That simple?
They took a plane out of the city that's entirely surrounded by American forces and being watched by...
But they did that before they set up the bomb and all.
Ops.
They took Batman or whatever Bruce Wayne out of the city before that. But the question is, it's not that easy to subtly sneak a guy like that onto a plane. A, you're carrying an unconscious body. B, there's a guy with a big fuck off Halloween mask.
Okay, the Tim Burton Batman films were silly and logically, stupid in parts, yes. However, that took part in a heightened sort of slightly comic bookish reality, which was stylized, so it was more acceptable. In this, when you surround, silly actions with everything so damn seriously, do you know what you get? Airplane!
Don't call me Shirley.
Raping airplane.
No, just the film.
Oh yeah, that was what the fuck? That's not how planes work. You can't do that.
It looked cool, but...
I know it looked cool, but the plane that they were hanging off has a lower speed than the one they were on.
Yeah.
They're both propeller planes. Admittedly, the bigger one had 4 engines, but it also had a higher mass and density and weight distribution, so it would have been slower in the air than the smaller 2-engine one. That also had jets on the engines.
Oh, by the way, everyone, we're doing spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
I did like the lesbian scene.
Yeah.
Yes, between Robyn and Miranda Tate / Talia al Ghul in name only.
Also, Nolan said he wasn't putting Robyn in these ever.
Well, he didn't. He just put a guy named Robyn in there. He says, that's not Robyn. That's just a guy whose name is Robyn.
Yeah, they could have improved this. Batman retires because Rachel's dead, which, I got the feeling that the makers on that, they didn't quite get the feeling that everyone in the audience didn't fucking care about Rachel. So they just put that in, I don't know, as a fuck you. What they should have done was have Batman getting crippled at the very start of it and then spend the next 8 years recuperating and then coming back to fight Bane. Like Bane takes over for 8 years or something.
Nah, that would have been way too implausible for 8 years.
I'm sorry, this is just as implausible. In this version, the implausibleness happens over a space of months instead. At least the other one,
2
would
months,
have had physical recuperation.
One of my biggest...
You would have had a reason for him to retire.
One of the biggest problems with the 8 years thing is 8 years pass, technology doesn't change and nobody ages.
True.
Yeah, and how old is everyone supposed to be? How the fuck old is Talia al Ghul supposed to be compared
to... How the fuck old is Alfred?
How old's Bane?
Yeah.
He was an adult when he saved that Wayne.
Wayne means child in Northern Irish, by the way.
Sorry. When he saved that baby, he was a full-grown adult.
I think everyone in Batman
So
has
he
limited
should be
reality
fucking
warping
ancient.
abilities. They got limited reality warping abilities. That's the only fucking explanation. And Christian Bale, you are a shit Batman. Okay, he was Batman for like 2 years. He took out, Zaz in name only. He took out, one version of Ra's al Ghul. He took out the Joker. Okay, fair enough. Then he fucking retires, and then he took out the Scarecrow as well. So he took out 4 guys. And he comes back and takes out Talia al Ghul in name only and Bane.
Bane was being Killer Croc.
He took out 6 villains in his entire time. It's like
that's 10 years.
15-year span.
That's like 2 a year. That's like one. No, that's one every 2 or 3 years. It's like you are shit.
Well, you see, it's America. It's not like Ireland where a supervillain pops up every other week. America's just not that common.
They could have created the illusion that he'd actually been doing shit, at least in the time between The Dark Knight and Batman Begins, by having the trial scene. They could have had several trials, or several judges. They could have had one of the judges be a guy with a cane and a green suit. Don't need to say he's the Riddler. Just give him a cane and a green suit and make him one of the judges. Make another one. Make someone who's going to be executed for being a rich bastard. Make him have a long nose and make him, wear sort of antiquated sort of rich guy suit to make him very short and fat. Fucking Penguin. You could have easily done shit like this, referenced other characters, just to say, hey, there is a bigger universe than the 3 films we're showing you, and Batman is not totally fucking useless.
They did reference Killer Croc. Did you find giant crocodiles in the sewer? It was like...
That was Batman Gotham Knight, which I'm not sure if it's canon for the Nolan films or not.
I know, but they were taking the piss out of the fact that it's like, did you find a supervillain?
Stupid, bad, fuck. I'm gonna get hate mail. People are gonna send me death threats.
Oh.
Now, people have apparently been sending people death threats on Rotten Tomatoes for not liking it. They had to shut down the user reviews.
What? It's a fucking film. It's not a... Oh, God.
Where's Batman?
Throat cancer, Batman.
He's fucking useless.
He can't even fucking have a leg. He has to have power armor. Why didn't they take that off him when they took him to India? The thing that lets his leg move.
How about his arms?
That's actually a valid point. We see it first put on, that's the last we see of it again.
Yeah.
And they obviously stripped him on the journey because he wasn't in the batsuit anymore.
His arm, his elbow, was fucked as well.
And yet he could punch through stone at the very start. Did they put a power suit on him? Did they on his arm that we didn't see?
Nope.
And then Bane could punch
because he was
through
doing
stone.
his training bare fucking arms. He was climbing that wall bare fucking arms.
Everyone could fucking punch through stone. Okay, he defeated 6 villains, and he suddenly got no cartilage in anything. He's got hollow wing. He's got hollow bird bones and shit. He might as well fly about.
Also, he put the brace on his knee, right? And then he kicks a stone wall and it breaks. The brace is on his knee, not his fucking foot.
That would still hurt his foot.
Yes, break his foot.
One of the things that really pissed me off, one of the things I didn't like about the film. Hey, being a hyper-intelligent supervillain in charge of the League of Shadows at the moment. Hey, Batman, reputedly the world's greatest detective and highest IQ person in Gotham City. Let's have a punching battle!
Well, they did that in the comics. Now, I'm going to call a spade a spade. This is a spade.
This is also a spade.
They're Egypts.
This is...
Yes, you literally got a shovel with your ice cream.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I see that. That is actually really funny.
That's you get with 3 scoops of Ben & Jerry's.
I would like to point out that it's not actually a spade, it is technically a shovel. A spade would have a flat blade.
See, Ben & Jerry's.
I do not give a fuck. Cheers.
Ben & Jerry's.
The Catwoman's outfit was awful, by the way. And why did Catwoman abandon her, ward? Partway through, she was she just abandons her and leaves her in the city. Was it really because...
It's kind of true.
Was there implied lesbian relationship?
There was implied lesbian
Was that supposed to be there?
In the comic, Catwoman's got an adopted daughter type person who's a teen that she looks after, and I think that's what that was. But
and was that Hayden Christensen? No, not Hayden Christensen.
Why did... as far as I can tell, Catwoman decided she was evil and left her whenever the younger one pointed out, "Hey, Selena, this is what you wanted." The storm came, and then apparently after that, Catwoman's like, "I don't fucking like you anymore. I'm gonna run off with Bruce Wayne / Batman. I don't know."
You're a cunt. I'm going to stop stealing expensive things for you.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they have nearly 3 hours and they couldn't... What the fuck is with the really terrible dialogue?
Yeah.
Maybe you should use my proper name. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to show you my ID.
I'd also like to know how a man with several bullet holes in him, who's just got out of a hospital bed, has difficulty standing, managed to disarm and knock out, presumably kill, 2 men who burst into his room with machine guns.
Everyone has limited reality warping abilities in this.
They didn't check the corners.
He wasn't fucking in the corner.
Fucking stupid, and it's got a terrible title. The Dark Knight Rises. You should have called it Gotham City.
The soundtrack was good.
That was alright.
It was repetitive, and it sounded almost exactly like the previous one.
Also, do you think anyone else would notice that those cars they have, they look like Batman's? They got them from Wayne Industries? Hang on.
People are stupid.
Well, that's the reason that he faked his own death so he could pretend to be a hero, and then fucked off to...
Also, that's a good question. When the fuck did he get out of the damn thing?
Yeah, we saw...
We saw him in the thing about 30 seconds before the explosion. He was flying over water. He did not jump out. He could not...
Even if he did jump out, he wouldn't have got out. He would not have got out of the blast range.
Or been able to swim in the fucking bat suit.
Yeah.
It's also ice cold fucking water.
The faking of the deaths thing was clearly only done to affect the audience.
It was clearly only done in the last 10 minutes.
Everyone else, all the other characters who worked it out that he wasn't dead. So it was only done as a tease for the audience. It's so fucking.
Yeah. Who also called that they were going to flood the reactor before they even got a chance to get there?
Me.
Yep, I called it as soon as he mentioned it.
I called it a second that he said that it could be used for supervillainy.
Yep.
Like, well, that's going to be used for supervillainy.
It's a bit like Spider-Man, but...
Also, the second that Alfred said, I go to Florence over here and get this weird drink in the same cafe and look for you. I was like, well, he's going to find him there, isn't he?
Yep.
Alfred ran off. Although I suspect Alfred running off was only done there because you know that if Alfred hadn't run off, he would have been executed probably by the guys for being like rich guy working for dude type person.
But he's working class.
Nobody works for the rich guy. They probably would have executed him.
Yeah, they're retards. They don't really know.
What else was there? Oh yeah. Faking the professor's death, that would not have worked. The blood would have burned up and they would have used flesh and or bone marrow to identify the body. So the swapping of the blood was completely pointless.
No, it was just torture. For the sake of it.
But they did it at fucking 4,000 feet!
And then they blew the plane off around them. That was also fucking stupid.
Jesus Christ. Also, do you think no one else would find it strange that the wings are like 50 miles that way and there's the rest of the plane?
This is Batman's America. Strange shit like this happens.
That wasn't America, that was Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
They went over Afghanistan airspace. We were very pissed off.
Oh, I know.
The prison thing, which is supposed to be in fucking South America, they had it. Okay, they clearly used the location that was used to great effect in Tarzan Sings The Fall. I think it's actually a giant well with all the stairs, and they made this amazing architectural wonder of the world. They made it look like a fucking set.
Yeah, they did.
They made it look indistinguishable from the sewers of our Gotham City.
You bastards! That is amazing looking thing. It's like, just took air and idiots. I'm fucking glad that the next Batman film is, frankly, that it's going to be an animated Batman and Superman Lego film. That'll be interesting.
You also point out, but the amount of time that people were down there, they could have chiseled out more steps.
Yeah, that whole thing is very, very stupid.
They could have climbed to the ledge, sat on the ledge, and chiseled out steps. All the way up.
Yeah.
It was only like, what was it, 3 meters from the top at that ledge?
Mm-hmm.
And then when Batman threw the rope down from the very top of it, I'm guessing that was so everyone else could get out, but they didn't really show that. And
Although they already had ropes coming down from the very top.
Okay,
Actually, that one came from halfway down the well.
But get this. Okay, Batman throws the rope down, so it seems that everyone else in there can get out. So we have two prisons that have massive jailbreaks. One of them is
righteous.
One of them
is evil.
Yes, even though the one that's evil. Okay, the one that's we have seen in the prison that Batman was in that the people who were in there were evil and horrible and were raped Ra's al Ghul's wife to death.
Yeah, so evil and horrible that the second the cell was left unlocked, 50 or so of them sprang in and raped a woman to death.
However, it's okay that they managed to escape. However, the ones who were in Blackgate who were only in there because the police bent the law slightly to get rid of the legitimate, in the context of the film, legitimately terrible people, that's considered bad. I don't know. Is this this idea that American justice must be absolutely perfect and completely righteous, and we expect foreign countries to act like shit? So that's okay. But
that plus the whitewashing just proves that Nolan's a racist.
I'm definitely seeing undercurrents, not just undercurrents, of racism in this.
Everybody who wears weird robes and lives in different countries imprisoning people for the wrong reasons. Although he did sort of give himself an outrage by saying that being owned the prison now.
Oh, so it was only now filled with nice people.
Mm. Everybody else managed to get out.
I can't remember why Ra's al Ghul had his head set on Gotham.
Ra's al Ghul, the League of Shadows, they want to wipe out all human villainy, and he sees Gotham as a hive of that.
Sort of like a
London... hive of scamming villainy the universe has ever seen.
They want to get rid of all of badness, and they think the best way to do that is to exterminate humans.
They destroy, according to Batman Begins, in their version of it, they destroy a city when it becomes too corrupt, sort of like Rome was, or London in the 1600s. They called the Great Fire London, according to Batman Begins. So, but if they are the true League of Shadows, they've cleaned up Gotham, so they have no need to destroy Gotham anymore. I know the idea is that Bane and
perverted their teachings.
Talia al Ghul, in the name only, are perverting the teachings. But if the ghost of Liam Neeson didn't turn up to sort of back them up a bit,
she wasn't anywhere near hot enough to be the super skinny Talia sort of idea.
It's a fucking stupid film.
Talia is supposed to be completely and utterly petite, and whenever she can fight, people are actually like, holy fucking shit! That girl was just like...
Catwoman's outfit was stupid too.
She basically had a big, strong minion. It was like Poison Ivy out of, what was it, Batman Forever?
Batman and Robin, who had Bane as well.
Robin even, yeah.
That wasn't Bane either, that was just retard with Titan.
I know, but the thing is, she never did any fighting, she just pushed the button and sent the attack dog.
That had White Bane as well.
It did. Yeah, he was actually a little skinny.
And then that thing at the end undermined the whole relationship between Bane and Talia. It's like, I was just ordered to leave you alive to burn in the blast, but I'm going to kill you.
And of course you had Talia al Ghul was all like, at the very start she was gonna, she was like, I'm gonna set up the bomb, 10 minutes early, and then it doesn't work. So then she leaves Bane with Batman. I'm not entirely sure what she was going to before she decided to go to the truck. Like, as far as I could tell, she was trying to escape Gotham then, but then suddenly she decides to drive the truck and then gets herself killed in a rather ridiculous way.
Oh, who the fuck cares? If she is the true League of Shadows, she's been drinking from Lazarus Pits. Nuclear bombs can't stop her.
She's also crazy.
This completely destroyed the slight implication in Batman Begins that Ra's al Ghul is not a person, but is a title of whoever rules the League of Shadows, therefore creating the illusion of immortality. Because he had one Ra's al Ghul who got killed, and then Liam Neeson was Ra's al Ghul. And this one is defined. Ra's al Ghul was Liam Neeson, and apparently he's lived forever regardless.
I told you, there are other kinds of immortality. It's called memory.
I'm a ghost now.
Oh God.
Stupid.
I've just caught on to something. There are other forms of immortality. Statue of Batman and the Halls of Justice.
You notice the thing that they used to pull down, the blue cape thing over it?
Mm-hmm.
It was the same colour as his cape in the 70s.
Yep. There was also a really fucking angry looking statue.
I think I worked out why he's so angry.
Point.
If you notice the Michael Keaton and all Batman things, the mask never covers the bottom part of their nose. However, in the Christian Bale, when they had so many shots up his nose, you could tell it was like, this must have been really painful because they had a plastic hard thing over his full fucking nose. That must have been really sore.
Probably.
I'm angry. I'm in constant agony. Oh wait, I'm pain.
I'm pain. when
I'm Ben. I'm a very well-spoken and eloquent person who cannot move his chin.
according to the wiki thing, Tom Hardy said he based his accent on the fact that Bane's supposed to be from the Caribbean. What? I got the feeling Tom Hardy doesn't know what the Caribbean is.
Isn't that the supermarket down in 12th Street?
Do you think he just got confused and tried to decide to follow Johnny Depp, but took the accent from when he was in Sweeney Todd?
I have no idea, but Tom Hardy. Okay. Tom Hardy is good. The physicality of the role was great. It shouldn't probably have gone to him. Tom Hardy can be really good in things, but
There was no time.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Hardy. You ever seen what film Tom Hardy's been in?
Mm-hmm.
He played Captain Picard's clone in Star Trek Nemesis. And then he put on a bunch of muscle to play Bronson in this film about Charles Bronson, the British criminal. And he never took the muscle off, so now he just plays muscular guys. It's really fucking weird.
That was
Took the muscle off. Let me just unstrap my bicep.
He never sort of, he never dropped his weightlifting.
I know.
I would like to point out, though, Bane is a super smart guy who is super strong because Titan abuse. Bane is not just some muscle ultimate roller legend. And I'm going to use that in everything I say.
He played. He's playing Max in Mad Max 4.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so part of the mask was only there just to give him pain-killing gas constantly.
I have to come up with this stupid reasoning behind the mask because if they
the plague did it.
If they had Bane without the mask on top of Bane without everything else, then that's too much.
I want more glowing green pipes going into his back.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, they even had the scar on the spine.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine Christopher Nolan in a meeting saying, "Chaps, I know we're having Bane, but he's not having the Titan, and he's not being born in South America, and he's being white and everything, and we're not giving a luchador mask. We need some sort of a mask. Now think of a reason why. Gas. Where's the gas coming from? Can't have a canister on his back. People will think it's venom. The gas just magically appears in the air around him.
That is true. They had absolutely no. Wait, there was that jacket.
When he wasn't always
The
wearing
fur
the jacket.
coat.
No, not the fur coat. He had like a vest on.
Oh,
Even when he was fighting.
No, he had that off at some stages.
Yeah, the gas is literally
sure,
coming
in the very
from
first
nowhere.
scene he was wearing nothing but a t-shirt.
True.
They managed to make Bane stupider when they were making him more realistic.
Yeah, also the, what the fuck was that about?
Oh yeah, and the guy had to start with the...
Yeah, it's just like, let me just hook my hands in here like a saw.
I'm impersonating William Hartnell as the Doctor.
He was wearing some sort of button-up thing covering his chest, his shirtlessness, and he was holding it like this, and I expect him to just go... Maybe that's because I watched Magic Mike last week, though.
That was terrible too, but we already talked about that.
No, but it really looked like he was about to rip his clothes off at every scene.
I thought he was trying to...
It looked like he was trying to pull it over himself, in all honesty. It was just like, I feel naked.
It's like William Hartnell.
It's like, could protect me from this role. The critics will eat me alive.
Yeah, I wish that more doctors would have that, because that was when the first Doctor always did, and I'd love to see a return in the other Doctors. But, fuck. It's stupid, but if you're watching this, you probably already know if you're going to see it or not, because...
And you've just spoiled the whole film for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, why'd you do that? Why would you watch a vlog on the film if you haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, you're
That's
an
just
ass.
stupid.
You're an idiot. Turn this off right now.
It's too late now, we've already spoiled it. The other thing we haven't mentioned is the fact that half the city gets blown up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the
Shit.
neutron bomb goes off a couple miles from Gotham, and in 10 years everyone has cancer.
No.
Good.
Actually,
saving
that doesn't have that much radiation on it.
I don't care. John Wayne died of cancer, therefore everyone in Gotham can die of cancer.
However, every fish within a 6-mile radius has been concussion blasted to death.
No, they said it was a 6-mile blast radius, so the radiation goes much further than the blast
That's
radius.
not the radiation I'm talking about. I'm talking about the concussion.
I'm talking about the
The
radiation.
concussion blast would have killed every
the fact
fish
that it
in the
happened
building.
underwater, that would be a lot more than 6 miles, the concussion blast.
No, it happened over water.
The radiation is going
Then
to
it's an
spread.
EMP.
Yeah.
Radiation is going to fucking spread.
True that.
How
But
come
it doesn't
Batman-
matter what the
Can
neutron
I also point out that's not how the stock market works?
Yeah. Can I just point out that it doesn't matter if they set the neutron bomb off or not, half of Gotham is already blown up. With cement that was laced with explosives, because that doesn't work.
How the Why the fuck did the people of Gotham join in with him? They were clearly happier than they were in the previous two films, and suddenly it's like, oh no, this guy comes out and blows up your sports team in the middle of a game, and it's like, oh, we'll join up with them. This is fucking stupid.
Why did we have a 2-minute break in the middle just to listen to the stupid ass American national anthem?
The people in the city of Gotham, if anything, should have gone along with Bane simply out of fear.
I think there was a point that
they should
half the guys who are running around, we're going to assume were the criminals, the mercenaries he brought, and the guys he freed. Now that is he only freed 1,000 guys, right? There were how many in his little private army? 100, maybe 150.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, the people.
How could they take over an island, which I'm going to guess is roughly the size of Manhattan, which houses 8 million people? We had 1,000 guys. Unless you have the base of people who are really pissed off with the upper echelon, it's not going to happen.
Occupy Gotham.
Exactly, it's just not going to happen.
But the city, they were not in an occupy mood beforehand. If they were, they should have fucking showed that.
You see, what you didn't see off screen was Bane's massively charismatic speech, instead of just the shit one that he gave out.
Wait, is that the one where he's standing on top of the plinth and he's in black and white?
Yes.
And he's shouting in German?
Yes.
I don't think that was Bane, darling.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Remember the fucking mayor? They blew him up in the game thing. Why didn't they just execute him? Why instead did they execute the guy that was working for Bane?
Because he was the only guy who could dismantle the bomb?
No, not him. Owen from Torchwood.
Oh, because
He was made to exile into the ice.
Ah, right.
They like executing people for no apparent reason so that they can play with the audience's emotions.
Because they used him. He was still one of the rich people, and he was just like, And just because you should be the henchman to an evil corporate overlord is bad.
Evil corporate overlord. Lol.
Yeah, also, who giggled when he got his neck snapped?
And who the fuck doesn't know who Batman is?
Quite.
Everybody in Gotham now fucking knows. It's pretty fucking obvious. So whenever this fellow named Robyn, who isn't Robyn, decides to become the next Batman, which is what I think they were setting up for,
Probably,
they'll
yeah.
just go, this guy's using the same equipment as all that Wayne shit. Maybe he's also getting shit from Wayne Enterprises.
They never explained that away in the other films. It was probably because Allied Sciences was off the books and therefore their stuff didn't exist anymore. I'm going to... Applied Science? What'd I say?
The only reference to that in the Tim Burton films was in Batman Returns after the Batmobile gets totaled. And Alfred's like, there is the case of trying to find someone to repair the Batmobile. And it's like, that line just makes you think, who the fuck built it in the first place?
Yeah, so I'm going to assume everybody who developed this technology was silenced by gunshot.
Oh yeah, and the people who helped dig out and build the Batcave, those thousands of labourers.
Why the fuck does 8 years later does Bruce Wayne still have fully working computers in the Batcave exposed to water?
Yeah, they are well within the spray.
Because he built them to last. Even though they're now 8 years out of date and computers move on a lot faster.
The rising floors. The rising floors out of water. It's just completely fucking pointless.
And stupid.
That would have been fine in Tim Burton's version.
What happens if you have to get there in a hurry?
What happens if you're not wearing grippy shoes?
Yeah.
The rising floors would have been fine in Tim Burton's version, which had cool, pointless things because it was part of the universe. Or if the fact that his computers were okay.
It also had the Riddler dancing along, chucking little bombs about the place.
That was not Tim Burton. That was Joel Schumacher. If Tim Burton did the first two.
Oh yeah. My bad.
If they did. Okay, if the computers were hidden as well, so that the idea was that if you go into the cave, it looks like an ordinary cave until something happens and then everything appears, that would make sense.
If you're walking through the cave and the floor raises up underneath you and anybody can discover that, that's
you're walking through, it's like, da-da-da-da-da, this is a normal cave, hey, what's that computer doing there? And then suddenly, nah. And okay, he had the bat wing, I'm going to call it the bat wing because it is.
It's not the Batwing, it's an ugly piece of shit.
Well, the other one was technically the Batmobile. But he had that
also,
hidden up a skyscraper for 3 months and no one fucking noticed it.
With desert camo cloth on top of a building.
What happened to the Bat Pod? He sort of, he put it down an alleyway and then suddenly he flies out in the Batwing and no one noticed the Batwing in there, in the alleyway.
Oh,
you see, it was dark, so anything could fucking materialise down there. He could have came out of there with a battalion.
Yeah, I'm talking about in in the fictional universe that doesn't fucking make sense.
Okay, I think this has run on quite long. Do we have to do final thoughts?
It was better than Batman Begins. It was better than Batman Forever. It was better than Batman and Robin. It was not, however, better than Batman or Batman Returns or The Dark Knight or Batman the movie from the 60s.
I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was worth a watch. It's not perfect. It kind of rapes what Batman is, but it's okay.
Batman is barely in it.
It was roughly on the same level of goodness as the Batman 40 serials, and those Batman 40 serials are just hilarious. Especially the really, really racist one. Where he takes on the evil Japanese. It's
What, the
fucking
Christopher Nolan
stupid.
one?
Yeah, the other... What is this? Batman plus racism equals accidental hilarity.
Oh, also Batman with a bomb.gif.
Ah! Yeah. Some days you can't get rid of a bomb!
Oh, another couple of things about Batman. Sorry, we're in the new filming house location thing that most Minions are moving into, and a couple of other things about Batman when we're on the drive over. Okay, why the fuck did the police who was all like, I'm not a policeman, no, leave me alone, Gordon? Why did he suddenly wear a fucking dress uniform just to do the whole stupidest assault since World War One? You know, since, you know, fucking... Why, they should have called him Chief O'Hara, by the way. That would have been hilarious. They should have called him O'Hara.
I'm Barry.
Blah, 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 blah,
Blah,
blah.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, Batman the Dark Knight featured a scene where Batman was on a speedy thing that was driving towards where the Joker was. The Joker had a gun. Batman kept trying to shoot at the Joker and kept fucking missing. Joker took down Batman's equipment thing, you know, easy. Just like what happened with the Batwing in Batman by Tim Burton. And this one featured Batman and Catwoman dancing at a masquerade ball talking about the plot. As happened in Batman Returns, and this film featured Bane being the glorified muscle of the primary female villain who's really quite shit. Just like Batman and Robin.
And also, the point we didn't bring up in the earlier thing is Batman appeared randomly in this part of ice that everybody was falling through as they walked out. It was the primary method of execution for Bane's forces. But he appeared on the bit after everybody had fallen through. He manually appeared there. He can't have dropped there, he would have dropped straight through. How the fuck did he manage to get there?
How did he spend hours painting gasoline, which was really hard to come by because they're fucking locked off and everything, on the side of a fucking building?
Which also wouldn't have ignited with a flare.
Yeah!
So yeah, it would have wasted a few hours of him rappelling off the bloody bridge to paint this.
And how the fuck did Batman know, you know, he had the thing starting on the ice going up so that Gordon could do it. He met Gordon randomly on the ice in that part. How did he fucking...
Where did Gordon know where to drop the torch?
Well, Batman said drop it there, but how...
No, he just said drop it. He didn't point it on the finger.
Sorry.
Crazy preparedness taken to silly be. This is why this film is so fucking silly.
Also, Batman assumed that Gordon knew where the bomb was. He just handed him the jam device and says, find the bomb, stick that on it. What?
It's a really fucking stupid movie.
Anyway,
But yeah, also, one last point. The police are trained in suppression tactics, right? They know that the stupidest thing that a riot crowd could do is to walk in a single column line towards a bunch of people armed with guns. So why the fuck did they do that?
It's because it was like General Haig in World War One all over again. Oh, also, the policemen are all underground and, you know, for 3 months. What can you do in 3 months?
Dig?
Yeah!
Fuck.
At least try to dig. They could have at least got part way through. They could have had a bit where they tried to get out and they all crushed them and therefore stopped trying. Okay, maybe that would have been good.
That would have been a better thing, just starting to dig through and then suddenly, oh shit, there's guards on the other side, we can't get out this way. Something like that, to at least show that they were not sitting with their thumbs up their asses for those 3, was it? Actually, they said it was 5 months?
Months and months and months and months.
It would decay over 5 months, so like 5 months.
I thought it was, the film said it would decay over 5 months, but then it was
5
3
months,
months.
exactly.
Then it was 3 months. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then the reason there had no female police officers underground, because we know that if that had happened, there would have been rapes.
There was no female police officers in Gotham.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because they had to instead have, you know, because they couldn't be allowed to show the police in anything but a really, really heroic light, in some ways, they decided to have no female police officers, because, you know, if you're stuck, you get a bunch of men stuck on the ground with a few women, guess what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Right, before we get increasingly angry, BrewCon!
Okay, that's right. That's another vlog.